get this and get this straight. What will happen to you? It's independent of outside. Only thing that can really happen to you when the information is not creating a havoc. The heart will do its job best only when the mind that has the capacity to interfere in the workings of the heart is not interfering. Okay? It is then the heart will just do the job it is supposed to be doing and will exactly giving every part of your person the oxygen that is necessary. Oxygen to me is pranasya pranaha. There is no other pranasya pranaha. Prana is air and pranasya pranaha is oxygen. That's the one that is actually and factually doing all these things that is necessary to be done in the system, to rejuvenate the system, to make it ready if and when the next time it has to discharge its power and energy. Nothing else. It is the information world when it is not actually and factually affecting anything there is the time when it resumes. That's why when you are tired, what the body needs from you, it wants to throw you out. You are the interloper, you are the one who is disturbing on the way by demanding something which it has nothing to do with. You, as you know yourself, it's like the system which didn't digest the food appropriately. So doing all kinds of stomach ache, wrong gas and all these things. So as your information system came and learned something and didn't do its job it's supposed to be done. So whatever didn't do its job is creating the after effect. If somehow that is being discharged properly and taken care of, the memory that is there only which is absolutely necessary. If your system cannot hear something, cannot see something, when it is properly functioning, it's not necessary to hear it. Okay? But what it sees, if it sees the way it is supposed to see, is the only thing that is required for the system. Because what it is supposed to see, already all these programs have been working to make you see what it is supposed to see from the million years of tinkering by the life and its energy. If there is a problem, you can at least give a helping hand. If the body does not have its power to repair itself, it's gone. You finally depend on its own power to protect itself. So the best situation is if you have a problem, if there is a good doctor, he is supposed to give you a helping hand to overcome that difficulty for that time and then leave it on to the body to take care of itself. That's called health. The body does not want any height. You want height. And when you used to certain height, when you don't get that height, you think it's low. So you want to maintain that height. For body, neither high nor low is important. It wants to function. You throw the challenge and it will give the solution. You eat all this thing. Who is doing the work?
It is giving the solution.
It keeps what it needs, and rest is what we call SHIT.
Of course.
That's its work. It knows how to extract those things for itself. And you think you know what it needs. No. The only thing, if you're really, really interested in the well-being of the system, you should know that it's absolutely necessary for the system for you to step out and stay away. But that's not easy. You're a squatter. You think you are the owner of the body. That has been taught to you. And it functions that way. You know how? Because you have learned the techniques of how to destroy the body. Easy to kill oneself, no? You know all the ways to kill yourself, but you don't know what you should do to address its core well-being. It's the only thing you don't know. You think you know
what?
how to address its core well-being.
How would you know? There's no...
At least if you know what disturbs it,
Yeah.
by giving up the thing that disturbs it, you go towards serving its own well-being by itself. Isn't it? If you think and you're absolutely sure that smoking cigarette is not doing a good job to itself, what is required?
Right.
Your willpower to give up. That's the whole thing these Hindus have been trying to tell from the beginning, Discrimination and will to give up. Viveka and Vairagya. That's the only thing. What is discrimination? Every form of life has to have this discriminating power. If an animal cannot distinguish between what it eats and what it is supposed to eat, it becomes somebody else's vegetable.
Yeah.
That's the way it is. So that discrimination is already there. Okay? What you have to sort out, your bad habits. That's all. You have to figure it out what is disturbing you. But you have been taught to accept things which gives you high. And you think that's the only thing that this body wants. I think body gives a damn to your taste. You're not even really interested in your body in terms of actions. You think you are, but you are not.
Body doesn't need actions, it just needs just very less.
So now we have a system where you need money. Because you see, it's very simple. Wherever you are, without that, because this is the dynamics that is created. So in terms of physical well-being, it is the oxygen. If there is a bad air, your body wants to get out of the bad air to where it breathes free. Well,
You're nauseated, you don't feel that.
so when you are in a place where it is very hot or very cold, when you have lack of oxygen, the body acts accordingly. It's
Find
you
discomfort.
who want a specific company, not a place where it breathes well.
Body wants only oxygen.
Good oxygen so that it breathes well. Now, that is the physical need. And now you are pushed to a place where you don't get this. How to achieve freedom? Where you have already discovered where you want to be, where your physical system is being addressed, its well-being and resonance. What is that is standing on your way? Freedom. That is the freedom that you need. What is the freedom? Freedom means it's your ability to do a thing that you have absolutely identified as the good thing for your system, the entire system. Right? When you can, you have to see what is that is standing on your way. Provided you have identified a place where you breathe well, you feel well, the water is good, you want to go and stay there. Now they are going to teach you, oh, that place is very expensive. Because everyone wants to go there. What do you need?
Money.
Hello?
Money, money, money. So funny.
In whichever way you say. But when you try to cover it up, your need for money by some other demand, it is then you begin to convolute your ideas.
The desire for money, not to be.
Not to have money, you compromising.
Ah,
Something else, with something else. Money is not important, something else is important.
be very clear that money.
No, because at least you are honest. What is
Yeah.
that most people think all the time? How to do what and what you require to do what you want to do?
Yeah, money. Correct. At least be damn sure about it is what you are.
That's what I'm trying to say. Be honest to yourself. But at the same time, nobody should tell you. To me it's like this, every adult individual has to decide for themselves what he wants and what he needs and how they are balanced. Then where do you from? If you have so many people depending on you, your need is by the time you discover it, what is it that you can do? More money, sorry. So that was one of the things she was always trying to ask, people will come and ask all kinds of questions. It's so easy to find out when you're serious and when you're just misguided. You know what to do with life. You just picked up some arbitrary thing. And his brainwashed to believe that he's in the right path. All others want some mundane thing. He wants the right thing. In brainwashed, he himself doesn't know anything about it. How sure you are. It's not a visceral urge that nothing else works. That's a natural thing. For such people, they don't justify it. They just go for it. It's a very deep visceral need to work in a very specific way. Such people will not ask for whether the movements are very different. Most other people, they themselves do not know what really they want. So you simply to you, what the hell do you really want? Actually, whatever you want can be satisfied
With money.
most of the time. What is happiness? It's just a function of information or pleasure, nothing else. You have to have information that you have certain things, you function certain way. Knowledge, it's all in the knowledge bank. Whatever the idea or the image or the understanding you have is created out of your condition. And when you identify yourself in that okay, you wanted this, that's an idea, now you have that. So there is a resonance and there is a sense of joy in the field of information still. It's still not a visceral freedom. It's not that the body is enjoying visceral freedom.
So
That
means complete that.
it's complete, like
Okay.
it's full. It's full in a sense that there is a conflict here, and the body is achieved something very powerful within. And with that, it's nullifying those circuitry in the brain. It's like an internal cleaning that is going on. It's like computer, how the computer cleans. Our memory cleansing is similar to computer cleaning. There is no purging. Purging is only for physical. It eats this much food, it takes the nutrition and purge it. It's all material. But in the information processing in the brain, the purging is neutralizing the memory. Okay? And that has to be done by the complete neurobiological circuitry's appropriate functioning. That depends on various proportional functioning of the neurotransmitter that is present, how they are working, which circuit it will neutralize, everything. And it is always trying to do when you go to a deep sleep. Okay? The demand in your brain that is all the time asking for a very specific action, and this action goes in two different directions. Because you want to be this, you want to be that. So it is the conditioning that's conflict, creates a conflict. You want to be honest and you want to have money. You want to be kind, you want to be rich. It's just not working. By definition they are conflicting. A kind person cannot be rich. It's impossible. So much of poverty all around, and you are by definition a kind person. How can you have money? It's just impossible. So you have adapted a partial definition of kindness and make yourself feel good by thinking that you are kind. It's not kindness at all. Honesty is just a policy. So all this they really don't, it's conflicting. They're created out of thinking. It's a policy. It's a way to just resolve certain situations. It's not, so for the body's solution is like a good immune system, good healthy biological system, the good stomach which eats anything and throws out everything as junk, takes out whatever nutrients. So as the working of your neurobiology of the system, good healthy neurobiological system, it can hear everything, it can hear, then when it goes into its mode of functioning, it purges everything. The heat neutralizes from within. All that's just gone. Next morning you are just fresh as daisy. All this thing that created inside is gone. It's its own working. Nobody has to do it. That's the whole point. You cannot pinpoint each and every thought and take some and reject some. That's not it works. It understands much deeper level. It neutralizes what is not important to itself. So in that, there is no friend, there is no foe. There is no such thing. It just works in a very different way. So what you cannot do anything about it. Because everything is already trying to operate that way inside. If you have a pain in the body,
something, then
you are
moving in the other.
You are not actually in this field. Absence of any action is giving it a chance to work in its own way.
And that cannot. So how can you make? You cannot.
Yeah, exactly. The peace which is there.
No way out comes for that
from
reference.
there. The way the old man used to tell, the peace which is already there is being disturbed by your wanting to have an idea of the peace. It is your no effort to do anything about it is the only peace that it can flower from within. It's the unburdenment. It's not additional subject or idea to guess peace, happiness, and not getting any idea of a God or any kind of thing. that actually and factually does disturb the peace which is already there and operating.
So in this reference, you can't do a thing when it is coming to the actual functioning of the body. The interlopers
Are the disturbance.
are the disturbance, and you can't do anything to.
No, you can't do anything about it.
You can't do anything.
That is the only knowledge you can have.
And that's an interloper is required only to function in this
Social dynamics.
and make some money and have the talent. All these things.
Whatever is talent, you use it. Suppose
So
if you
don't spend time to.
if somebody who needs very little, who doesn't need any relationship from anybody, what's the problem with that person? I have no problem with such person. It is what his idea of a want is, and is the source of his disappointment and happiness. Most people have enough talent to acquire his
Needs.
necessities. Okay? Most people. It is how your need is translated in you is the source of your happiness and sorrow. How it is translated, how you have accepted. I mean, it may sound funny, but this is a fact. The moment, that second or moment, you have one small idea of excess need more than your food, clothes and shelter is the beginning of the delusion created by the sense of self. No company is important for this planet. No matter how you show your face.
No company.
That's your want, that's not your need. Sorry.